Riverfolk Collective, a loose alliance of river-dwelling communities bound by trade and a shared reverence for the waterways. They are skilled navigators, ferrying goods and people across Azrathal's treacherous rivers and deltas. So what I want to do is, you notice that there's only one river here. So what I might want to consider doing is probably make a couple rivers, because it's called the Riverfolk, and I don't want it to be just one river. I want it to be multiple. So what I might want to consider doing is maybe creating a couple of tributaries that go off and don't end up going to the ocean. And then maybe creating a river delta here as well. So that way I can kind of really push the river theme really, really hard. So I'll go ahead and first create some. Oopsie, I've got the wrong scale here. Let me go over to my favorites. I think I've got the right size. Here we go. And a good place to kind of create these is where there's a bend. So there's a bend right here, and I can kind of cause it to kind of go out like that. And same thing here, another bend right here. And then we can create maybe another bend right here, a smaller one, kind of going this way, like that. So bends are a great way to kind of add those tributaries. Then we'll add the delta part. And so with the delta part, I'm going to have several mouths to this river that connect out. One going that way, another one that kind of connects here. We can maybe even kind of connect this one like that, and then even kind of connect this one kind of like that. So now we definitely have a more riverland kind of feel to it. We can even add even some more kind of branching out like this. There we go. Let's add another one like right here like this. Okay, now we really have a riverland kind of theme, and then we can start adding in the structures that should go in there. So let's go ahead and pick some structures that we want to choose. I think we can start with like maybe a larger town or city, and then we'll have some other smaller towns around that. So we should probably pick one that we want to have. I think maybe this human town right here should work well. Let's make sure that the scale is correct. Just kind of go over to here and kind of check everything, make sure the scale is right. I think this scale works about well. Let's go over here. Let's go ahead and put a major location like right here, where a lot of the river kind of connects. So you have a lot of river there. And then I'll go ahead and add some smaller settlements around that. So let's go to human or humna here. And then I can kind of just pick some buildings that I kind of want to be scattered about that kind of represents. So and the good places are like right in these little crevices right here. All along here is good. Let's put one there. Oh, that's the same one. Let's not use the same one. Put one there. Let's put a couple along here. Let's put one here. Let's put one up here. Here. Oopsie, I kind of realized these are all need to go up a layer. Select all from the set. Go up a layer. There we go. And now we kind of have a little bit more of the riverland kind of feel to it, with a major location and then some smaller ones kind of sprinkled about. So I think that kind of really probably completes a little more of it. And then of course I probably want to add in maybe some trees and some more landscape stuff, because there seems to be kind of flat here. So I'll probably throw in a couple trees. And remember the trick to overlap. So I'm just going to place maybe a couple trees. I want them to be overlapping the river a little bit. Here, here. Let's add a couple here, 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 here. Let's make a larger cluster like right here. Remember, it's not a forest land, it's a river land, so I'm not going to have a lot of forest. I just want to add some trees here and there, so it kind of adds a little bit more to the natural landscape. Just little clusters. Always remember the overlap. Some here. Let's also have some overlap this town. There we go. Add a couple more scattered here. Let's not have some by the delta. Too far, too close. Here, here, here. And then let's add in a couple more details. Let's go ahead and add one more bush to add a little bit more terrain detail. So we can throw in this little green bush right here, bring the scale down, and just place a couple here and there. Scatter them. There we go. Good places to put them are along the river, right? Think about what plants need. They need water. A river has a lot of water, so it's a great place to put trees, grass, plants, bushes. Rivers are great for that. So make sure that you kind of do that. And one thing you can also do to show that it's kind of a verdant space is you can take a green texture and then you can paint underneath wherever the river is this kind of green texture like this to kind of represent that there is this verdant, like kind of green going on. If you don't like that light color green, then you can just go back and choose a darker green if you want. That is a little bit bright, so we can kind of choose maybe this one instead. And then I have this nice green texture that kind of goes along the river, which is what you would expect, right? Because there's lots of water and it's getting lots of water that it needs. So we'll go ahead and throw a little bit of water here, or a little bit of green grass here. And then, of course, I maybe want to choose a different color for underneath this location and underneath some of these other locations. A little bit of this gray texture, just to kind of remember that, hey, this is separate. There we go. And now we have that kind of region done. And then we can go ahead and connect it, right? We can go ahead and bring those together. So we'll go ahead and choose this. We're going to go up here. Let's find where our locations are. Let's go have it to where it connects into here. And your players can choose to go into this barren wasteland here or not. We'll kind of connect here. Let's go and make sure that it goes behind the mountain so that it creates that overlap. I'm going to reconnect. Don't forget to add those curves. And we'll have the road lead to the main location here. There we go. And now you have a road kind of leading to there. Let's take a step back, 200